Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you these last two pieces in my Fascinator series, this black structural piece as well as this Fascinator for small girls. It was a lot of fun doing this video. If you missed the first two, I did this beautiful regal emerald piece as well as this blushing rose piece. That'll be in the last episode. Go ahead and check that out if you missed it and you would like to see that as well. So I'm so happy you're here today. I'm going to give you a little bit of tips along the way of some things that you can do to make these pieces at home. And some of the things that we're going to be using today are really going to be surprising to you. So for this first piece, you're going to be surprised to know that that's actually made out of an old cable cord wire. So if you didn't know this, if you cut the end off of one of these and you remove that black leather casing on there, what's underneath is this beautiful braided wire effect. And so I'm going to use that to my advantage. This type of material has a really nice rigidity to it as well as beauty. So I'm going to recycle that, or maybe upcycle, that is a better way to say it. And then I'm going to add this gem to the end. Now this is a jewelry making technique where I added 3 pieces of wire. I fold them in half and then I go ahead and braid them. And so you want to braid them in a little so that everything lays flat. And then I'm just going to finish off the end of that cable with this gem and wrap that wire around to make it look a little bit more ornate. Just give it just some more beauty into that piece. Now this is all about feeling. You can turn this and twist this any way you want. This is just simple jewelry making techniques, and this is really customizable to any way that you feel moved while making this. Now that I have that edge finished off, I'm going to go ahead and start to form this into a structure. So the nice thing about this cable cord is it's similar to wire in its bendability, but it is rigid enough that it stays, but you can still move this and keep this quite flexible. So it's a really interesting medium to work with. So I just keep playing with this and wrapping it around on itself to create this nice structural piece. When I have it in a position that I want it, I then go in with some wire and just simply take that bottom portion and wire it together, and it stays perfectly in that position. It does not deform or anything. It's really a nice way to anchor that piece. Now to increase the beauty of this even further, I'm going to take this studded ribbon that I have here and add this along the edge of that wire in any areas that I think that it would add a nice accent. And also some of the cord does have a little bit of lettering on there that you can barely see, but I'm just going to go ahead and cover that up with this as well. You can use hot glue, but I think something that's going to be a little bit more permanent is going to be E6000 glue, so that'll be something that you can decide on. Now this piece is actually what it looks like when I've taken the black casing off of the entire sheath. And so I've done probably a maybe 16-inch piece there, and then I add that to the piece as well. Now again, I'm just using glue and wire to anchor that into place, and you don't need to be too concerned about the way that that looks, because we're going to go ahead and cover that up with some more of that black studded ribbon wire that I have there, and that's going to make that disguise that and also finish that piece off. When adding the finishing touches with that ribbon, I do go ahead and attach the headband at the same time. Now this is a little bit tricky because you need to check the alignment of the piece and so how it will sit on your head while you're anchoring that. And so that's something you want to kind of go back and forth with the mirror. Now this is the last finishing touch I wanted to add. This is a gemstone flower that I'm making. I just had one bead that was a larger piece similar to the shape of a capuchon, and then I just wrapped again some nice crystal beaded fluted style beads around the top of it to create this nice flower type effect. And then I attach that right in the center there of the piece, just to kind of anchor it and bring in that little bit of sparkle and elegance to it. And then you can see that matches how I finished off the ends of both sides of that wire, with those sparkling beads. This is the way the piece turned out, and I'm really pleased. I think that it's very interesting, sculptural, and very surprising that this was made with a old material such as a cable wire that would normally be placed in the trash. So I think this is an interesting and beautiful piece that you can make with that. This last Fascinator was a lot of fun. I have my baby girl here modeling the piece, although I think that as she grows into it, it'll fit onto her head a little bit better, but for now she was still pleased to feel like a princess, as you could see. So to start off, I took a piece of tulle and also these fabric spray paints and just add a little bit of a rainbow effect to that. Once that dries, I go ahead and I take a foam egg, I cut that in half, and I apply that now rainbow tulle to the bottom of that foam egg. This deco mesh tubing is something you can find at most craft stores. I got mine at the Dollar Tree. You can go ahead and fill that up with some of those little foam balls. The easiest way to do that is to kind of scrunch the deco mesh tubing together so that it gets wider, and then as you drop the ball in, it will go to the desired location. I then add a little bit of this ribbon with these little pom-poms. I also got that from the Dollar Tree. And so far all the supplies that I've used in this video, if you're in the US, are from the Dollar Tree, so that's an easy way to kind of go and collect the supplies from that. This nice ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby, however, and this is has a little bit more rigidity to it, this ribbon, and it kind of creates this waffle cone type of a appearance, and so it's structurally was a good ribbon to use. Adding a little bit more embellishments here, I go ahead and add some feathers and some buttons, and just layering in different things that I have in my craft supplies is how I got the look of this piece. And this is why this is a lot of fun, because you can really take things that you already own and you can layer them together and keep building upon something to create something that's really special and really unique. Now, when creating headbands or headpieces for little girls, you do want to get the correct measurement. There's lots of guides online depending on the age of the child. I think most importantly too is that you finish off the piece with a very soft piece of fabric underneath. I use a piece of velvet to make sure that it protects their little heads. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this series. I have now gone through all 4 of my headpieces, and I think that they turned out really sweet. You know, for us it's going to be a lot of fun at our next tea party when we can break those out and wear them. And I hope that you can wear them for your special events as well. And if you could just let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite piece? I'd be curious to know which one you would like to try to make at home. So happy crafting, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now!